Works.
The lighting is amazing.
Oh my God. It's because I have lots of cool lighting things in here. Amazon, baby.
All this light in here. And no light.
It's all right. We know you're there. Let's see. Is this happening? Are we live? Is this working? Are we good? I think we're live. Let me just check. I'm going to go on my Facebook on my phone. This is how we do things here at Twiniversity. Everything is off the cuff. We are just rolling. We're live. I see us. There we are. All right, cool. It's happening. This is happening. Uh-oh, shh, be quiet. Shut up, Julie. Okay. So we're live. And yeah. Hi, guys. I'm so excited that we're here today. Okay. So today, as you know, is hashtag Stinky Booty Duty Day. And when duty, I'm talking about D-U-T-Y, not the other duty that we are used to around here. But thanks to Pampers, we are here with celebrity chef JJ Johnson, and he's amazing. Now, JJ, can you hear me okay?
I hear you loud and clear.
Yes, I love it. You were doing the whoop whoop. Is that like a whoop there it is, or is that like a Arsenio Hall whoop whoop you're going for?
Like, yes, twin diapers. Let's go. How many do we change a day?
I love it. You could probably tell when I grew up, Arsenio Hall is in my wheelhouse. So yes.
Oh, it was amazing though. Like, it was great.
Oh my God, he was the best. Okay, so we are going to talk with JJ, and we're going to talk about Pampers. So as you can see here, I have like the leaning tower of Pampers in my house. We've got Easy Ups, we've got Baby Dry, we've got Cruisers, we've got Swaddlers, and Swaddlers Overnights. Did you know that that's a thing now? That's a thing now, you guys. And we got some wipes. Yeah, so we are going to be giving away lots of fun stuff today. We are going to be giving away some diaper coupons where you can take them home and, well, I'm going to send them to you in the mail, and then you can buy your own diapers at the store. We are going to be giving away a couple other goodies, so make sure you stay throughout the entire feed so that you don't miss any of the awesome giveaways. And we've got Laura on the other end. Thank you, Laura, for managing everything while I am on doing this with JJ. So JJ, let's get down to business. Let's talk. Okay, so what I want to know, what are your top diapering tips or twips for twins?
So it's very interesting, right? I go and get a couple of toys.
Okay.
Take them in the crib, entertain them, because one of them wants to get picked up first always. So you have to make sure you alternate one to the other. Most of the time I'm dad. I pick up my daughter first. My wife picks up her son first. And then it's all about entertaining. My kids are 10 months. So my daughter hates a changing table. So it's like teddy bear, singing a song, undressing, diaper real quick. Try to stand there like 25, 30 seconds. And if they lose entertainment, then she's trying to jump off the changing table.
As you can see here, JJ has some very specific moves that he does. Like, you can tell a professional when you talk to them. Like, he's been doing this a while. Like, his twins are, how old are your twins now?
10 months.
10 months. So those of you who are still in the trenches, like, JJ knows what he's doing. Like, this is for real. Okay, keep going.
While I'm changing her diaper, my son is crying because he's like, hey, what's up? And they've been getting their diaper changed all the time in the morning. I'm just talking about morning. So then I swap them, and I sometimes will put my daughter in my son's crib because he has all the toys right now that was supposed to be entertaining him. So instead of putting her back in her crib and then moving all the toys to her crib, just throw them right in the same crib because they hold hands, they eat off the same spoon, they do all those things. They switch out pacifiers by themselves. And my son doesn't mind getting changed. But now my daughter's screaming. So you got to have like one hand on, kind of look over your shoulder, like say, don't worry, we do this every day and we're going to be okay. When they're by themselves, changing is a lot easier, I realize. So if one diaper is dirty, I put one on like the floor in the walker. So they're like crawling around. And the other one is like the other one is just worried about getting their diaper changed, or I'm entertaining them versus what their brother or their sister's doing.
That was a very thorough answer. And I love your whole process.
People out.
You are like bringing me back. I feel like I've just gone through a time warp 5 years ago, and I'm now suddenly remembering all these little things I used to do, like containing one of them in their crib with the toys. So, do you give a book or a toy to your kid while they're on the changing table?
I give a book to, so like we were talking earlier, right? Two different personalities. My son loves books, touch and feel books. So touch and feel book while he's in the crib is amazing. On the changing table, I just do like one of those teddy bears that kind of make a noise or shake. That's small, so they don't like throw it on top of poop. And next thing you know, you got a poop teddy bear on top of a poopy kid. So
that is so true. That's the duty, the DOODIE, I don't even know how to spell it, but that's the duty that we weren't talking about earlier. So because that's a big deal. Like if you have kids, they're a little bit older and can actually hold stuff. It was kind of a game changer once I figured out like, oh, I can just give them a book or a toy and then they'll stop thrashing around long enough for me to change their diaper. So that
but for me, for like new parents out there that are really nervous, like, oh my God, or dads, right? Like I used to tell my wife, like, I'm not going to change their diapers until they're at least 3 months old. What really helped me is when my wife gave birth, I spent time with the nurses in the hospital for the 2 days we were there while they were changing diapers, and I kind of let them coach me through. So I would watch them do it, and then I would say, hey, can you just stand here and make sure I'm doing it the proper way, like not making the diaper too tight or learning the fold down trick, right, or the fold up trick, or what pamper is right for your baby. And the doctor, in the hospital, they just have that one size that kind of fits all. And you learn that, but I think the nurses in the hospital are really key. What made me feel really comfortable of making sure that my baby wouldn't be in harm.
That's awesome. So you were really in it head first, and you were in it with your wife, changing diapers from day one.
Yeah, I mean, you think your wife, in your mind, you're like, yeah, my wife's going to be good. She's going to be able to change all the diapers. But the woman just gave birth, and she's really screwed up right now. And she gave birth to 2 kids, not 1. So I felt like I jumped in as a dad and was like, okay, I need to learn because I can't like look at my wife while she's like on the bed with an IV, eating applesauce, and she's supposed to get up and change her kid. Like I'm going to need to help out. We have 2 children here, so I need to get caught up real quick. So that was my way of like spending not time in the nursery, but when they come in the room, like, oh, diapers were changed. Like, what do you look for in poop? Is this poop right? Like all these crazy things that you don't think you should know that you should know. And the nurses really helped me out.
Yeah. And I feel like not only is that incredible, but I feel like that's really, I feel a huge difference between singleton dads and twin dads, because really when you have 2 babies, it's all hands on deck. Like you can't really get away with just having mom.
Neighbor, it's mom, it's grandma, even when granddad's
come. It really is. It's like you just got to call in the cavalry, man. And dad and mom, like it must be a team partnership. Like you both are all in. And I think that a lot of twin dads, like, they have this like unique super dad kind of thing going on, like because they've jumped in head first and are just like right along there with mom doing everything. It's really.
I think you're right. Like I watched twin dads like in the street in New York City. They're very hands-on. They're like pushing carriages. They have 2 babies strapped to their body. Or they're like the ones that are like, oh, don't worry, I got this time. Versus, no offense to singleton parents that are singleton parents maybe now that are going to become twin parents, or vice versa. It's just like you're just thinking like, oh, it's just 1 kid, she's got it, or oh, it's 1 kid, he's got it, or grandma's got it, or the nanny's got it. But it is truly a lot of work. And I think changing diapers, it might sound really crazy, but changing diapers is like that first step of getting in that routine of how things might flow.
Yeah, that is like something that's going to be there for years, the feeding and the changing. Yeah. Like that is, both of those are like the main things that are going to be like rotating every day, all day long.
And Pampers does a great job with diapers, right? Like we use Pampers. Our explosion rate is really, really low.
I found the same thing. Like, even though, money was tight, Pampers were really the one thing that I spent good money on, because everything else I tried, like, we had leaks, we had up the backs, we had like grossness up the, what up the backs, man, you're with it.
That's when you become a parent.
Sabrina Anders, her boys like to try to put their toys and hands down their stinky diapers. So
well, yeah, that was really interesting to me. I never taught, like, I'm trying to figure out where my son learned how to put his hands down his pants, because every mom says it about their son.
They find the penis very quickly.
Very quickly.
It's their best friend. It's their favorite toy.
But yes, I have to like figure out, sometimes I'm holding his hands versus holding his legs. Or I'm holding his legs like up in the air and then putting the diaper on.
Yeah.
So.
Do you do the diaper trick where you throw a wipe on their penis as soon as you open the diaper so you don't get sprayed in the face?
I started to do that because he was peeing on every woman, like mom, nana, grandma, abuela, anybody that he saw. He was that was his, like, marking his territory, like, you're mine.
Yeah, no kidding. I got really good at that. Like, I learned early on, as soon as you open that diaper up and the penis is like exposed to the cold air, it's just like a fire hose. It's just like, and it was like, so you don't get squirt in the eye. I would just take a wipe and I was ready. I would be like, 1, 2, 3, boom. And then just.
You had 2.
There are so many penises in my house. I can't even tell you. I have a girl dog. We will always have a girl dog because we need some kind of
balance.
And it's like, thank God for the dog, because she keeps me sane. But anyway, I love where this conversation is going. But we have to do a giveaway. So we're going to we have a lot of giveaways, so I want to make sure we get through all of them. Okay, so the first giveaway is we are going to be giving away 2 packs of Pampers diapers. So that's roughly about 50 diapers, give or take. So I would be sending you coupons in the mail if you win, and then you could buy them at your own store. So if you want to win the Pampers diapers, all you got to do is say, I love Pampers. That's it. Say, I love Pampers. Laura's going to pick a winner, and she's going to announce it in the comments, and we're going to keep talking with JJ. So let's do this. All right, JJ, next. Oh, well, first of all, before we go to the next question, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, I want to know, like, obviously, celebrity chef, JJ Johnson, you're kind of a big deal. Sorry, I'd never heard of you before Nat told me about you. So just to bring you back down to earth. So let me know.
I was a chef, and I just happen to, people love my food, and I've been able to grow. I'm a chef in New York City. I used to be the chef at the Cecil in Harlem. I left there a year ago to start my own hospitality group called Ingrain Hospitality Concepts. This November, we're going to open up a rice bowl restaurant in Harlem.
Cool.
In Lenox, and we will launch it at the U.S. Open. You might have had my food down here on Mulberry Street at Chef's Club. I was the first chef in residence there last year. And I have a cookbook that came out in February called Between Harlem and Heaven.
Between Harlem and Heaven. What's between Harlem and Heaven? Tell me.
What's between Harlem and Heaven? Really, really good food.
I was like, do I have to read the book to find out? I will read the book, though.
100 recipes. It talks about the food of the African diaspora with Asian cooking notes, these melting pots of the world that exist. Very good book. A lot of great essays. Veronica Chambers helped put the book together. Really big author out there.
That's fantastic. So what's your favorite dish to prepare?
In the book?
No, in life. What's your favorite dish?
I love to cook oxtails.
Yum. I love oxtail.
I love, cast iron pan is my favorite pot pan in the kitchen, with a nice ribeye, some salt, pepper, thyme, some smashed garlic. That was always my go-to with some buttery potatoes and parsley.
I'm so hungry. I haven't had any. I had popcorn today. So, yeah, of course, now I'm asking you, like, we're supposed to be talking about diapers and being a dad. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going back to this. Okay, moving on.
But I do cook for my kids. I make all their purees. Besides, when I don't use their puree, when they don't eat my stuff, I use Happy Baby.
Those are some really lucky kids, number one, that they get, like, the amazing culinary skills of their own father to make their own food. And then they get Happy Baby food on top of that, which is the best. So you're doing good in the food department.
Fine.
Let's cross our fingers that it keeps going, because it didn't for me. So sorry. Hopefully.
I hear that. Like, they eat really great, and then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know how.
Just like, don't let them even get to that point. Just keep shoving it down their faces. Just anything fancy. I mean, it helps that you're a chef. So like, you know, it's going to be part of their world. So I'll pray for you. So let's talk about being a dad of twins. So tell me, in a nutshell, how so far has been your experience being a dad of twins?
So before being a dad of twins, I would say like the last month before becoming a dad of twins, I was scared shitless. I was drunk probably 4 times a week. Because I'm like, oh my God, my life's gonna change. What am I gonna do?
Oh my God, I'm dying.
And my wife was really cool about it because she was like, are you drunk again? Like, are you all right? And I'm like, this might be the last time I ever drank. This might be the last time I ever hang out with my friends. And that was so not true. I think time management as a dad and an entrepreneur play a big role. People laugh at me. We break up the house in what we call like shifts. My wife's a nurse, so she works really long hours too.
Oh yeah.
So we're like, okay, whose shift is what? So I always took the night shift when they were newborns, and she was home during the day.
Okay.
And we kind of broke it up that way. We might have not have seen each other for the first couple of months because the babies didn't sleep in the room. We kind of started them off in a separate room so they would get used to sleeping by themselves. And I just kind of conducted life the same way that I was conducting before regarding of work life to personal life. But everything now has to be on like a calendar. You have to remind your spouse. You might need to call in the arsenal, like mom or dad, to come to fill in some gaps when somebody's away. So I think it's always about thinking ahead. When you're not a parent, you just think in the moment, like, oh, I can go to dinner right now with my friends or work dinner. You really have to think ahead and really plan things out. So, but dadhood is great. My kids are growing on me every day. Sometimes if I don't see them for a day or two, I get like that sad, fuzzy feeling inside, or when I see them, I get like that fuzzy feeling. So yeah, hope I explained that well.
You did. And that fuzzy feeling, it doesn't really go away. And I feel like it's, when you have twins, you get so, I mean, it's different in so many ways, but one way I didn't anticipate was just like how much it would be like double the love, double the hurt. It would be like everything would just be kind of like magnified, Right. So it's like when you come home at the end of the day at a long day of work and maybe you've had a really hard day and then you have two maniacs running at you, mommy, and then they just give you a big hug and you're like, oh my God, this is so amazing.
I think I get mad now when my wife leaves and they cry when she's leaving. I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, you guys want nothing?
You're like, what am I, chopped liver?
Like chopped liver over here? Like, what's going on?
My liver's really good, by the way. So I don't know where that came from. Like, isn't it chopped liver amazing?
Chopped liver is good if the right person makes it.
True that. My people, I'm Jewish, so I'm very into chopped liver. It's part of my diaspora. So I love using the word diaspora. It makes me feel like I'm in college again. Okay, so these people are really smart. Back at school. Okay, let's do another giveaway. So now I get it. When Nat said, oh guys, tell us what's the magic word for what do we call it? What do we call it, everybody? Prize time. That's Nat's thing. She likes to do prize time. So I just wanted to make sure that we kept things consistent, everybody. So our next prize is going to be 2 people will win. Laura, I hope you're paying attention because I don't remember if I told you this. Now I really feel like I'm Nat right now. Laura, I'm changing it up on you. 2 winners, and each person is going to win a t-shirt of their choice from the Twin Dad t-shirt company. So this is our friend Twin Dad Joe. You'll find that he's the author of The Dad's Guide to Twins. So if you go to dadsguidetotwins.com, you'll see that he has a link there to buy tons of t-shirts. And Laura put up a link so that everybody can find where his shirts are. We're going to have 2 people win a t-shirt of your choice from Twin Dad Joe. All right, so that's an awesome Father's Day gift, by the way, those shirts. They're really hilarious. Okay, so oh, by the way, the last winner of the diapers was Alicia Lanice. So congratulations. Hope that helps to, help out your budget for the month. So I'll be sending you those in a little bit. Okay, our next question is, JJ, so we just talked about being a dad of twins. Now I want to talk about being a dad of twins and balancing work and life, balancing your home life and your work life. It's rough. It's hard. So tell me, what are some things that you do to balance work life and home life?
Just plan ahead. You know who you are as a person. You know what you can do and you can't do. And truly, I would truly express that. I'm a chef. I work long hours. I work on the weekends. So that's really hard. But for myself, I know I can be up with my children, or have to be up with my children at 6 a.m. to about 11 o'clock when I have to leave. So when my nanny comes, or maybe it's grandma or granddad that's helping out, you know what hours you can do, and then you know the hours you need help for. And I don't think there's any problem with stating when you need help. I think that's when a lot of people go under or feel like they don't have a sense of life anymore because they're just taking on more than what they can handle. So it's okay. Everybody needs help raising kids. When they say it takes a village or a community, it is a true statement.
Yeah, and I feel like that is such an important point because, up until recently, really, that was what life always was. People lived with their village, literally. They lived with their parents, their aunts, their uncles. Everybody helped out, and that was normal life, and that's how people got balanced. But now in our modern day, so many people, live in a different place than their family, and it's really hard to make sure that they get the help that they need, and it's expensive, and that's not how it always was.
Right. Some people work from home now too, right? So it's like, oh my God, I work from home. I have twins. My house is going to be loud. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I have to go to a coffee shop, or I have to become a member of a club or WeWork or whatever it is, right? So now you're like frantically panicking. But if you really think about it, you might be able to solve that issue, right? You might be able to say, hey, my kids are going to go to daycare, right? Or my grandmother lives next door and I need to drop them off between this hour and this hour. And I don't think it's a problem asking for help. I talk to my friends about this all the time. Like, I have no problem calling my retired mom and saying, I need you to come to New York City for 4 days because I have to travel. And this is a great time for you to spend with your grandkids. Because, grandparents are always like, I don't see them enough. So, I push my kids on their grandparents all the time, even when I'm there.
And it's awesome that you have family that's really willing to help out. And I feel really bad for people who don't have that, but that's also my experience, is that I also had family to help out. And I know how lucky I am. When I hear about people who don't have anybody, I'm like, I feel for you. It's hard.
It's hard, we even were like, I have to hire a nanny. I don't know this person. I'm going through a referral. Okay, my friend or this person, friend of friend said this person's great, but what about if I don't think they're great? I'm on my fourth nanny. My first nanny was amazing, but her father got sick. The second nanny didn't show up. The third nanny I had to fire. My fourth nanny I will do anything for her. She's amazing. But some people look at us like we're crazy, but it's like, hey, we work 12-hour, 13-hour days. So even if you are able to get a parent, they might not be able, my 7-year-old mom or dad might not be able to watch the children for 12 hours in a day. So you have to just really think about what you can do, and don't worry about people shaming you, because somebody's always going to try to shame you on the way you parent your children.
I know. I could talk to you for like 6 hours, I think. I feel like we're having like a moment here. I'm totally with you. And I feel like so many people feel bad about having to, get help, but everybody needs help at some point or another. And you're not a bad parent for asking for help. And also, it's so true, especially with twins, that you have to get creative with your childcare. That you have to kind of move things around and okay, on Wednesdays, we're going to have our sitter come from this time to this time. And then my mother-in-law can show up from this time to this time. And every day can be different.
I'll give you a great example. My aunt, not the most responsible person.
Let's hope she's not watching this.
like she would love to be there, like everyday rock star, babysitter, nanny, auntie that comes. But we're like, okay, where can she help us out? It's like, okay, so we need time for ourselves. So maybe like once a month, we'll put the kids down. She can come for the 1 hour, help us put the kids down. And then we'll go to dinner. We'll grab a late dinner, like in the neighborhood, drink some wine. But we know she's there. We can trust her. The kids are asleep. They're really not going to wake up. But that's how we utilize her. She lives like 4 or 5 blocks away, because you have to think about that stuff too. So you might have the most unreliable family member, but try to figure out what is the
How
best.
can I use you? Can you walk a dog? Can you shovel a driveway? Can you mow my lawn? No, I'm serious. Like, these are all the things that I've outsourced. My neighbor walks my dog. My other neighbor would like shovel our sidewalks. So no, I hear you. Sometimes you have one of those people who's willing to help, but you're like, can you bring me lasagna? You know,
100%. You got it. Like,
bring me a bucket of chicken.
Especially when you give birth, right? You should be planning. I think everybody tries to give so much advice, but I tell all my guy friends, you call like your mother-in-law and be like, hey, I need you to be in this house for 3 months. Because your wife is getting acclimated to a new system. She's all messed up from giving birth, but she's acting like she's not really messed up. And my mother-in-law was there for 2.5 months. The first 2 weeks, she really took care of my wife. Why, like somebody say, hey, you need to get sleep, or go take a shower, or brush your teeth, or get something to eat, or, hey, go walk the dog so you can get some fresh air. I got the babies. Like, people need that, but it's nothing like women feel the most comfortable around their mothers. And mother-in-laws are like walking around eggshells because they don't want to tell them, like, why are you doing that to my child? Which I think is crazy, because like, that's your mother-in-law. Just tell her the same way you tell your mother. But that's the truth. So I tell all my guy friends, like, really think about, like, I know everybody's like, I'm going to get a night nurse, or I'm going to get this. Like, think beyond the night nurse. Think who can really help out mentally around the house that everybody feels comfortable with. Yeah,
that's a really good point. Okay, so we're going to move on, and we are going to give away another thing. So I'm trying to make sure I don't forget any of these things. I have my little list here so I don't screw anything up. All right, so we are going to have 3 winners for this next thing. You guys are going to win some popcorn. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so this is the GH Creators popcorn, which is one of my favorites ever. This is the Cheese Lovers. This is the mix, which is caramel and cheese. And this one I already busted into today because it was new for me, buffalo and ranch mix. I already ate at least 2 cups of this, which, by the way, is 5 Weight Watchers points. I looked it up. Okay, so if you don't want a certain flavor, don't ask for it. So what I want you to do is, if you want the popcorn, say, I want popcorn, and then say which kind you would like, because Laura's gonna pick. So either say the mix, the buffalo ranch, or the Cheese Lovers. Just pick one. Pick one that you would love. What would be your favorite? Okay. And if you like all 3, just say all 3. I don't care. And she's going to pick 3 different winners. All right. So popcorn, yum, yum. So we love popcorn. We love Creators. They're the best. GH Creators is the technical name for that one. All right. Yay. Free food. Okay. Moving on, JJ. This is going to be our last talking point of our feed. What are your best tips for new and expecting dads of twins? Dads specifically.
I'm not sure about that. New tips?
Yeah. What do you, or advice? Give advice. If you were to talk to an expecting or new dad of twin, what would you say to them to make them feel better and like everything's going to be okay?
Well, everything is going to be okay. Get organized before your baby comes. Get the nursery done. Like, don't be like, yeah, I got time. No, you have no time, because that's
and
what
they might come early.
That's what I said. And me and my dad were in there after birth trying to get cribs together, bassinets, diaper, like, get it done. And I know a lot of wives want to do the room. Like, your wife wants to do the room, but like, just do the stuff. Like, do the crib, get the changing table, put the shelves in. Then let her organize it. If she doesn't want to do it, then that's on her. right? But it's going to come back on you. So just remember that. So that's one tip. Other tip is I never believed in letting the twins sleep in the bedroom with us. They never slept in the bed. Well, they've slept in the bed from time to time, but they never slept like on the side of the bed in bassinets or rockers. What we did was we had a 2-bedroom apartment. Our living room turned into like the nursery, and we slept on the couch when it was our shift. And that was a chance to give the other person like 6 hours to try to sleep in the room.
That's what we did too.
So and then it was easy to get them sleep training. And then at like 3 months, we started sleep training them. And I think that's key, dads. Like, if you want that moment in the nighttime with your wife or with your significant other, like our kids go down at 7:30, they wake up at 6 a.m., but that's because my wife was sleep training them. And when I mean sleep training, they knew when it was daytime, it was super loud, the TV was on, the blinds were open. When nighttime came, we turned the TVs off, we made it super dark, they changed their clothes. They went from like onesies to whatever their PJs were, and then they knew it was becoming time to go to bed, and they went from sleeping from 3 hours to 4 hours to 5 hours, now to 11 hours. So I'm very thankful for that, and I think that was like really big that we both were on the same page. And then I would say the last tip is like figure out what you're good at, and then try to do that with your kids. Like I'm good at cooking food. So I do their food, but that's like my real bond time with them, right? And I get really offensive when my wife tries to tell me I'm cooking them adult stuff. And I'm like, no, like the Happy Baby has more ingredients in the packet than I'm doing. But that's my bond time with them, eating with them or feeding them and talking about things. So just figure out what your bond time is. If you love to read books, or maybe you're a book writer or whatever it is. And I think that's how you kind of grow with your babies as the time goes on.
I love it. I can see your babies in their little aprons with their little chef's hats and like Swedish chefing it up, just like dirty. So let's hope that as the years go on, you share some of that with us too, because I would like my son, Alec, he loves to cook. Like everything that I do, he wants to be in it. So, and I love cooking too. So even if it's just like making his chocolate milk, he wants to pour it. He wants to stir it. He wants to do everything. So I think he might be headed in your career path right there.
I might need him one day.
Perfect. We got him set up for life. All right, great. I love it. Okay, so my last question. So we talked about your tips for expecting dads of twins. Now we are going to give away a copy of JJ's book, Between Harlem and Heaven. So this is a really great book. Woo, woo, woo. Let's Arsenio Hall. Everybody, woo, woo, woo. Whoop, there it is. It's all back to the 90s, guys. And all you got to say if you want JJ's book, just say, I want JJ's book. I want JJ's book. It's all about cooking in the African diaspora. Again, see, I'm using big words. And if you want it, that's all you got to say in the comments. And Laura's going to pick a winner, and we're going to give her a moment to do that, because I know I'm usually
for you, and you'll get a sign.
I'm going to sign it. Yeah. You guys, that's going to be worth something someday, because he's going to be like huge. Like, mark my words, like he's going to be huge. So for a second, let's just quick thank our friends at Pampers. Look at all these Pampers, you guys. This is crazy. And if you didn't already realize what's happening today is like a ridiculous day of giveaways. Like, we not only are we giving things away like during this feed, we're also going to have another Facebook Live at 6 p.m. Eastern, where I'm going to talk to Anthony, who is a gay stay-at-home dad of twins. So we're going to have lots of fun things to talk about. Oh, I love my gays. So, and I just love dads, and I just love all of this. I just think it's so awesome. And thank you to Pampers for giving us this opportunity. And every hour on Facebook and Instagram, we're giving away a pack of Pampers diapers. So follow along on our Facebook feed, on our Instagram feed, and at 10 p.m. Eastern, we're going to announce our big grand prize giveaway. And I told JJ what the prize is, and he's not allowed to tell anybody. But is it a good prize, JJ? He's thumbs up in it. He's like, yeah, this is the prize that we're giving.
I'm trying to log on to get that prize.
He wants to get that It's that good. Even JJ wants it. And it's not just diapers. It's like a prize that really anybody is going to want to basically.
If you don't think diapers is a good prize for twins?
I think it's a really good prize. But, you know, if your twins are out of diapers, this is a prize you could also benefit from. Because someday they stop wearing diapers. I don't know if you're aware of this, JJ. It seems very far away, but it will happen someday. Though, truth be told, one of my kids is still using the nighttime easy ups because, you know, sometimes kids just take a while to get, you know, into the whole not peeing in the middle of the night thing. It's not fun. But
that's really smart though. Like, hey, you're in this part of your PJs now.
Yeah, it really is. You know, he doesn't really like it, but he doesn't really have a choice because he has no control over his body when he's sleeping. So what can you do? You know, some kids are just like that.
My mind right here.
It's just, that's how it is. But his brother, it was like within 1 month of potty training, he was like, I'm done. And he's maybe had an accident in the middle of the night like once or twice in the past 3 years, 2 years, 2 years. Yeah. 2 years. So yeah, we potty trained at 3 boys. So, you know, sometimes it takes a little longer for boys to kind of get with the program. Okay. So we have a couple winners. I just want to announce we've got Alexandra and Jimmy won the t-shirts. That was a while ago. I feel like it was like an hour ago. And Jamie, Lindsay, and Chelsea won the popcorn. And I am just waiting on Laura to tell me who wins your book so that we can make sure that it's okay to finish.
Are there any questions out there?
Are there any questions out there? I feel like we had one question. Any advice for my husband? Our firstborn was a boy, and my husband had no problems with diaper changes, but now our twins are coming, and both are girls. He's really nervous, LOL.
So you do exactly what my wife did to me. She said, I'm going to teach you how to clean a girl. And the first 10 times in, I'll watch you. I'm gonna look over your shoulder to make sure you don't screw this girl's life up. He looked over my shoulder, and now I know how to clean a girl properly.
Front to back. That's what I'm gonna say, people. Wipe from front to back. Mm-hmm. You don't want to give her a urinary tract infection.
I can still hear it in the back of my head. No back to front. No back to front. No back to front.
Did Nat tell you that? Because that's what we say in class.
We did.
Oh.
Twiniversity was key too for me. So if you haven't taken the class, let your husband go to that or husband. And also what was key for me too was the CPR class. Yes.
That is like, I always tell my students, if you get nothing else out of this whole class, you have to take infant CPR and first aid. It's like really must. So JJ took the New York class with Nat. I teach the Chicago classes. And this month I'm also teaching our online classes, which are next week. So sign up. If you are going to be due soon, don't wait any longer, okay? But we do have them throughout the summer. We do them every month, but we could, you know, we definitely have space for next week. So go ahead and check it out. Laura's going to put up a link to the online classes, but really if you just go to twiniversity.com, click on classes, it'll drop down and it'll show you where you can find out all the information on our online class.
And I might come see you in Chicago soon. I'll take you to dinner at Monteverde.
What? Oh my God. Now that deserves a whoop whoop, if anything, right there. We need a whoop whoop right there. So yeah, call me JJ and we will dine it up. And I'm excited to have dinner on you.
Thanks for having me.
Danette won your book.
Danette
won your book. Oh yeah. So we'll work it out. Maybe you could sign a copy. We'll somehow get it to Nat so that Nat can ship it.
Get it to Nat next week.
Get it to Nat next week. All right, guys. Thank you so much, JJ. Check out his book, From Between Harlem and Heaven, available at all bookstores, but especially on Amazon.com. And thanks for playing, my friend. This was super fun.
Thank you for having me. Truly appreciate it.
You are the best. Take care, everybody. And everybody come back 6 p.m. Eastern. We're doing the next live feed. So come back. More giveaways. All right. Bye, guys. Has this ended? I don't know. Stop live stream. Bye.